Bennett mana Bennettnya ini, kita mau up Bennett. Oh di sini kah? Kok tidak ada? Oh ini. Kita perlu duit ini. Duitnya habis. Ini belum kita lakuin ya. Kita kerjain misi dulu lah. Kita kerjain misi harian dulu sambil cari duit.
Bring the Knights of Favonius with you next.
Aduh, nge-lag parah coy. Waduh, kok nggak bisa di switch nih. Aduh, pingnya. Nggak beres ini. Nggak beres nih, nggak beres. Nah, ini servernya nggak beres nih teman-teman ya. Masih ada.
By royal decree. I'll protect us.
I will have order. Retribution! Crumble!
Let the show begin.
Quake! Attack! Jab and cross. Crumble.
I summon thee.
Ini dapat duit 20.000. Ini 17.000 kita ambil dulu ya. Alkemis yang dibicarakan. Enggak, ini dulu ya.
You should really bring the Knights of Favonia. Yes.
Wah, servernya nggak beres lagi.
Let the show begin.
Quake. I will have order. Quake.
If only we had some help here.
The situation here seems trickier.
Iris, dingin sekali di sini, tentu saja. Tempat ini adalah gunung salju, jadi wajar saja suhunya rendah. Kamu terlihat seorang pengembara, kenapa pergi ke gunung salju? Aku ingin masuk dan lihat-lihat. Baiklah, aku tidak akan menghentikanmu. Aku telah bertemu dengan banyak pengembara sepertimu. Aku juga tidak pernah menghentikan mereka. Jika kamu benar-benar ingin pergi ke gunung salju, maka kamu harus memperhatikan suhu tubuhmu. Oke. Kalau suhu tubuhmu terlalu rendah, kamu tidak hanya akan menjadi lambat, tapi tubuhmu akan menjadi membeku dan kedinginan. Jika kamu nasibmu kurang baik, mungkin saja ada monster yang akan menyerangmu. Jadi kalau suhu tubuhmu terlalu rendah, kamu cukup mendekat pada sumber panas dan hangatkan tubuhmu sambil merencanakan rencanamu selanjutnya. Singkat kata, kembali lagi, lingkungan di sini jauh lebih berbahaya dibandingkan dengan di Mondstadt. Jika kamu ingin melakukan sesuatu, kamu harus membuat rencana dahulu. Aku telah bertemu banyak petualang yang kehilangan nyawanya akibat terlalu nekat. Baiklah, aku tidak akan membuang waktu lagi. Pastikan persiapanmu lengkap sebelum kamu pergi. Keadaan di gunung ini, aku hanya bisa bilang tempat ini jauh kejam dari Mondstadt. Lain kondisi yang kejam, di atas gunung itu terdapat beberapa bongkahan es yang aneh. Bongkahan es itu sangat sulit dipecahkan. Bahkan es itu tidak leleh saat dibakar dengan api. Yang paling buruk adalah jalan yang terhalang oleh bongkahan es itu. Beberapa anggota tim ekspedisi kami terhalang oleh bongkahan es. Mereka sekuat tenaga berusaha melewatinya namun selalu gagal. Akhirnya mereka kembali pulang. Aku tidak tahu bagaimana cara mengatasi bongkahan es itu. Aku ingin pergi melihat bongkahan es itu. Aku hanya ingin melihat bongkahan es itu. Aku ingat di sekitar gunung salju itu ada bongkahan es yang sangat besar. Tidak tahu ada apa di dalam bongkahan es itu. Kamu bisa pergi ke sana dan lihat-lihat, tapi ingat, jangan masuk ke dalam. Terus yang ini apa lagi nih? Oh, ini lagi nih. Jul. Oh, Jul mencari ayahnya. Oh, dia ada di sekitar situ dong. Berarti sekarang kita harus masuk nih. Aduh, pencet lagi. Kita periksa dulu di sini nih ada apa nih.
Single sword is more than enough.
La la la. Ha, ha, ha.
Oke, kita masuk ke dalam Dragon Spine. Lewat sini kah?
Sister Rosaria. So here you are. Choir practice is about to.
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got more important matters to attend to.
Oh, but this event has commemorative significance. The church hopes that all sisters will be present.
Hopes? That's odd, because I don't recall a fulfill the hopes of others clause in my job description.
I mean, sure, but
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit odd?
what do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager you'd still miss the opening ceremony. Who knows? Maybe this is someone's grand plan to make a fool out of you.
Huh? Well, that can't be. People aren't like that.
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feelings. Maybe you're a little too trusting of other people. Don't fret, nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine anyone else was delusional enough to think I was gonna show up. But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've got to get going.
Seems like that nun's an expert.
I thought I heard something. Who are you and why are you eavesdropping?
We better watch out. She seems like a dangerous villain. Or a trickster at best.
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows where. And you think I'm the trickster?
Wait, she heard that? Paimon was whispering so quietly.
And as for this outlander you seem to be following... The honorary knight that saved us from storm terror. Well then, given your status, I won't press you on your reasons for eavesdropping. Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you on the spot.
What? Do the...
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we? Why shouldn't sisters have a sense of justice?
That doesn't sound right. But Paimon can't think of a good comeback.
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in the mountains? If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his tracks. Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm. Let's hope they're still there.
So, are you also looking for him?
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. Never, I couldn't care what you think.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces
Kita
in
harus
the
cari Albedo nih ya.
They should...
Ini misinya apa sih? Pakai elemental sight. Mana jejak kakinya? Oh ini ada jejak kakinya nih. Jadi kita harus ke sana.
Crumble! I got careless. Have a little taste.
By royal decree.
Nah ini dingin ya, kalau dingin kita di tempat kerapian ini. Oh apinya mati lagi. Harus dihidupin apinya. Nah kalau api yang dihidupin kita udah nggak dingin lagi tuh. Albedo ke sini. Oh sini ada musuh lagi.
Order guide you.
Kita cepetin aja lah habisin.
Jab and cross.
By royal decree.
Should replace my...
Nah kita hidupin ini jadi kita nggak dingin nih. Jadi kalian wajib bawa karakter api ya. Oh ini mati lagi tuh. Kita cari Albedo dulu lah ya. Mana Albedonya? Ini aja kita.
You know, little pixie, your ability to appear and disappear at will is very interesting.
Yeah?
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
You're so suspicious. What if I'm not a criminal in your example?
Stabilize. Order guide you. Loaded this.
Ini apa sih?
Yeah, let's dance. Yeah.
Oh. Pingnya tuh teman-teman, aduh parah nih.
Rise.
By royal decree.
Order guide you.
Kita harus deket api nih.
Quake!
Oz, reveal thyself.
No rest for the order guide you. Quake!
Kita makan dulu dah.
Let's dance. Oz, reveal thyself.
Unfortunate fault.
It's getting colder and colder. Rosaria, aren't you freezing?
Me? I'm all right. I got used to operating in adverse conditions a long time ago.
Seems like there's more to being a nun in the Favonius Church than Paimon realized. what?
The word on the street is the views and scenery here are pretty good. Sketches every.
But can't he see those hilly churros? Isn't he in danger? Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk. Let's take them out of the picture first.
Verticus?
Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my sketch. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilly trails unfinished.
What's up with sketching hilly churros? What makes them so interesting?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my sketch, it may give you a clue.
Wow, look at the detail! But some of it seems to have been done in a hurry.
You can find these hilly trails anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not worth closer inspection. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's a distinct force at work here. In the cyclical lives of such primitive communities, such unique attributes are an indication of evolution at work. Evolution, the transition from nothing into existence, from the known to the
Hold your horses. Ugh, something tells me we're in for it. We found your man. I'm headed back.
What? Don't you have any questions for him? What a weirdo.
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. But back to the point. From her words, it seems that you were looking...
We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the honorary knight. You've got the whole of Mondstadt talking. I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack. I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility. Excellent. If I could procure your assistance... forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I begin? The essence of life?
Whoa. You want to start with that?
You're right. Giving for example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
Oh, dia bisa ngidupin ini ya, makhluk mati.
You can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking, it's like you, in that it hails from another world. Helping it to grow, to bloom.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out, Paimon's not sure we're gonna be much assistance.
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life outside of the known world. But you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you, I may just be able to find a way to get the seed to sprout.
Shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
It's possible. But I will do everything in my control to ensure your safety. Time for a change of surroundings. We should be going. There's research to do.
Oh, ada si
Albedo
Nora
and that
ngintip
traveler
nih.
seemed to have hit it
Rosaria.
off.
Rosaria.
Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
Kita disuruh ke sana. Kenapa? Oh, ini ada api ya.
has a question. After the seed sprouts, will it grow into...
I don't know, but I feel the importance will lie in the method, not the endpoint. Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute a big leap in my understanding of the essence of life. After awakening, even creation may be possible. Still a little difficult to understand?
No, Paimon's got a brain. But what's the seed gonna become? Isn't that more interesting than whatever it...
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit, dinner's on me.
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Well, let's just say I, occasionally have to look at... The subject of my first research was the elements. How you're able to freely manipulate elemental power. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? Fascinating.
What a stupid question. Can't you see the... And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder, did Paimon guide the elemental power to you? But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick.
Hey, how would you know any...
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between... Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in their research. Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. Let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat...
Huh? Doesn't seem...
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could bring in 6 of...
Slimes! Slimes are fine!
Well, prepare yourself. The slimes will be...
Retribution! This is order.
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the ordinary? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external element... Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally, let's test the internal.
Internal flow?
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to... If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this
Sounds kinda terrible.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness.
And in the abnormal course?
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Try not... Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved. Just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, the potion we'll use for the test... It's a type of ore known as star silver. But I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star
silver. Jadi dia perlu star silver untuk bikin potion.
All going to plan. We should be able to begin concocting the potion.
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns, but it seems like there's a silver lining. Let's keep our eyes open.
Star silver. Harus cari star silver. Kita ambil dulu nih.
Here, should do for catalyst purposes. This one. Usable with a bit of polish.
Crumble! Order guide you.
What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way. This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here. My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have met in Mondstadt already.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report is already up on the board there.
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these results from...
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few... I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler... Consider. You don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions either, yet following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a basis in fact.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, a cryoregis vine, or even a whopperflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants in that sense, things might get difficult.
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. If it turned out that she did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world.
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so excited to get the data. Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be conducting analysis here for the time.
Great. I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If all goes well, I'll hand it over to you. In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Potionnya nih, potionnya. Kita minum ramuannya nih. Gimana? Oh, ini ramuannya. Potion untuk eksperimen.
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face. You said you tried some already. You sure it was ready? What's happened to her?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And a very positive one at that. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling reaction is to be expected. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort. Once...
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the But of course, you're my assistant. By all sense and reason, it would be wrong of me to place that risk onto... In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from...
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the... The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same, they can understand, empathize, encourage, and when you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask people who've made the same mistake for their experience, but a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted. The essence of their life is fundamentally different. For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine or an eye of the storm. To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without fear. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out. If you could see to collating them.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Really having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me. But starting with the premise of an elemental life form?
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter, I'd like your research at the fore.
You can count on me, sir. I'll extract a result satisfactory to all.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound like a suck-up. What Paimon meant to say was that...
Before we can proceed with our research, if you're interested, why not have a look around? It may...